food secure. Will it come from all the provinces, or probably we can still say there's more that needs to be done, unlike us depending on just the rainfall pattern for our produce?
Yes, for this season it's quite interesting in the sense that many provinces have received quite good, rainfall. In the first months, we had challenges of a rainfall pattern which was uncertain, but the rainfall came through, and the challenge only, I think, in the southern part of the country, some of the districts, we've had challenges of rainfall. But when we look across, the rainfall has been very favorable, and I believe that we are anticipating beyond 3 million metric tons. I got some information that need to be confirmed. I think it should be from a government or some institutions that are related to government, that this year we are anticipating of getting over 3 million metric tons, which is good compared to what we got last year. And usually the usual average yield 2.8 million metric tons to 3 million metric tons per year. So we are there. But I think this alone cannot help us to cushion the impact of food insecurity, looking at ravaging challenges we faced last year. So we need to continue pushing the agenda of off-season cropping and also rain season cropping. In coming years, I think when we get much more yields, this can also help in terms of lowering the cost of maize.
Interesting. In case you'd also want to comment, in the studio, I'm joined by Dr. Oliver Bulaya, who is the CFU Project and Communications Coordinator. We're now looking at the agriculture sector, because as last year we noticed that a lot of people were hit by drought, and hence we thought of just having this conversation on this particular topic of being food secure. Now, with what you've probably seen, do you think we will be at that point where we'll start exporting to other countries? Because I remember at one point when we exported, people were asking, why is that we're seeing the bag of milli meal still being high, and yet we decided to export maize to other parts of the country. And then we've also seen just a clip from Mr. Bumba, who also talked about coming up with the right pricing for the produce.
Yes, I think we need to be cautious as a country. We've learned a lot of lessons, especially in the previous years. In the case of exports, we know millers and also grain dealers are in business, and I think the government has to up the game to ensure that we secure what we have as a country, and that is the role actually of the Food Reserve Agency, to ensure that they prioritize the interest, of Zambians, before exports. And I think even with anticipation of this harvest, it's very important for the government to ensure that we monitor before we come up with measures of exports. We need to know, what do we have? Are we able to feed even in 2 consecutive or 3 consecutive years in case of droughts? So as a country, we need to reach a stage of planning ahead. And I think this is one thing that we missed, especially when it came to exports of the commodities that we had previously. And with experts, I think within the government, wings or government departments, I think they know very well how to move, especially after the lessons that we've learned, especially with the exports that happened, and also the sufferings that many of the people went through in terms of food insecurity. So what we expect to harvest now, I think the interest should be Zambia first before we look at exports.
Interesting. We pick up this call. Remember, you're still watching the Daylight Breakfast Show. You are through to the Daylight Breakfast Show. Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good, thank you. Your name and where are you calling me from?
I'm calling from Sinda, Eastern Province.
How is Sinda this morning?
It's like okay, but cool.
All right, you can go ahead. What's your comment?
Yes. If you come up with mbali ya ulimi, yemwe, come up hapa.